welcome to another edition of KatSoup, the best and worst of internet humor. I'm Kat.
And I'm Alex. I'm not the worst, the best and the worst.
There we go. Yeah, the best. And no, that's
I just thought of that. Maybe people think best and worst. Oh, well, that's okay. I've been called worse, Kathleen.
Yeah, I know. Just a few minutes ago by Dave and I.
I know.
It's okay.
Abuse everywhere. That's okay.
I am so tired of this weather.
Ah, me too. You know, it's 4 or 5 degrees this morning.
And then the last couple of days, I took Rosie for a walk yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was raining cats and doggy dogs.
Yeah.
It was awful. And, you know, it's supposed to be spring.
What, does she have like a little coat and stuff?
She does. She has a raincoat, and then she has a sweater for when it's cold.
That's cute.
I was thinking, you know, it's supposed to be spring.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't count my blessings before they hatch.
Why? What's going on?
He's not understanding it, are any of you? No, Dave's got half of a smile on his face.
Oh, you're still talking about the weather. You're still talking about the weather.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
But what I was doing, I was talking in mixed metaphors.
Okay.
You know, like...
mixed metaphors?
It was raining cats and dogs, but I said raining cats and doggy dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll...
Yeah. You didn't step in a poodle, did you?
I did not step in a poodle.
We're going to start diagramming sentences in just a minute, so hold on, folks.
You know I love...
We lost half our audience.
But I love words.
I know you do.
The reason we're doing this today.
Yes.
I was watching something, I don't remember, and there was a story, probably the news. There was a story about this guy that had worked for this company for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And early on, he started writing things down when somebody would say something funny. Or like misspoke about something, like saying, you know, it's a doggy-dog world instead of a doggy-eat-dog world. And he had a whiteboard. And so he would write on the whiteboard. Mm-hmm. And so he's retiring. He has an entire room filled with these whiteboards. 30 years of people saying weird things.
Funny stuff, too.
Mixed metaphors and malapropisms. And I was excited about it because if you're watching, Brian and Mark, we did that when I was at one of my jobs.
You wrote them out?
The boss had a whiteboard behind him, and he started writing these funny things. And, it was hysterical. So it kind of reminded me, because he was a great boss. I really liked this guy. It reminded me of him.
My boss, Dave, I do that here. If he says something funny, I always say, I'm going to write it down. So I actually have a pad of paper of funny things Dave has said and hilarious stuff.
And when you retire, you can be on the news.
Yeah, I mean, they're really funny. You know, he didn't think they were funny at the moment.
He's very funny.
Yeah,
he's very funny.
Yeah.
So our curious word, of course, is metaphor.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is from masterclass.com, which I just discovered. And it's got all kinds of interesting
new.
stuff.
I don't remember masterclass before.
Yeah, it's new. You know, there's masterclass webinars you can go to. Mm-hmm. Well, they have a website with little snippets of things. Okay. So if you don't know, Alex.
I probably don't.
A metaphor is from the Greek metaphora, and it's a figure of speech that directly compares...
Love that store.
I get all my makeup
Metaphora.
There you go. That was a malapropism, by the way. Anyway, it's a figure of speech that directly compares one thing to another for rhetorical effect.
Okay. Well, are you going to give an example? Or what?
You're going to give examples.
Oh, okay. Well, as I should. I'm familiar with that word. Some common examples, Kathleen, of metaphors are time flies when you're having fun.
Yes.
That's one.
Yeah.
You want another one?
No. The one I thought of was they're now stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, that's a common one.
Yeah.
Well, they're all common.
Yeah.
He was always the black sheep of the family.
Mm-hmm.
That's common.
That's been said about me a few times.
Really?
I wear it with pride. It's okay. Huh, sis? I don't know if she watches this or not. I did. I winked at my sister in case she's watching. So we have mixed metaphors, which is what I did earlier.
It's getting complicated now, Kat.
No. It'll be funny real quick here, I promise.
English was not my strong suit in school. It was yours.
I was a journalism. I love words. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, quit bragging. Yeah. So with me, you know, I'm not really good at English all that well. I'm not really good at speaking all that well. And
you're not
sentences,
good at English all that well?
I know.
Point made.
How about that? I'm having a stroke. Okay.
So I found the top 10 best of the worst mixed metaphors. And I found these like all over the internet. I was Googling my little brains out last night.
Okay, so this is countdown number 10.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10, we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. That's backwards.
Wake up and smell the coffee burning.
Number 8, we've beaten that with a dead horse.
Okay, these next two are my favorites.
Okay.
It's not rocket surgery.
That's 7. That is funny. And I'm going to put a laugh
And then
track
this
in
one,
that one.
and then this one goes with the other one.
It's not brain science.
Because those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flipped it around, yeah.
Alex?
Yeah.
I can read you like the back of my hand.
Shouldn't it be hit?
Could be.
And number 4, if they hold our feet to the fire, we won't have a leg to stand on. That's a good one.
That's good.
Yeah.
This one's kind of sad. I just killed 2 birds in a bush.
Now that's funny. That's funny. And number 2, your car.
No, this one.
Oh, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't look at it in the mouth.
Yeah, don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah.
Now this next one is from Futurama. And I generally don't like adult animation, but I like Futurama. So if you've seen this, it's probably funny in cartoon form too, but I thought it sounded funny.
Oh, well, if we can hit that bullseye, then the rest of the dominoes will fall like a house of cards. I've never seen, I know Futurama.
Yeah.
I've never watched the cartoon, though.
It's good.
Is that by, like, The Simpsons, the same Simpsons?
It's kind of the same genre.
Matt Groening and all those
I don't know
people.
who wrote it, but yeah.
Oh, what's his name?
Auerbach?
No, the guy on the Stewie's Voice. What's his name?
Oh, yeah,
He does
that guy.
yeah.
I in the middle of the show, it will come to me and I will just holler it because
Yeah.
I can't remember. I can see his face,
Me
can't remember his
too.
name. Anyway.
He's involved with that show, I think, right?
Yeah, I think I
think. I don't know.
So I've got some jokes. Totally forgot to do that. Yeah, we have no idea how
We have
much
a
time we're
timer.
going to talk because, did I turn the timer on? No.
It'll be an hour show today. That's okay.
Dave will stop us, hopefully.
That's okay.
So glad. So these are from upjoke.com. We haven't looked at upjoke for a while.
Right.
So I went in there and looked for jokes about metaphors, which you'd think it would just say, no, we don't do that. But there were some. So the first one, What do you call a really long metaphor?
I don't know.
It's like a meta 5. Okay, let's try that again.
Okay. Here's one, Kat. Every time I come up with a new metaphor, it makes me sneeze. It really sets off my, what is that? Analogies.
Okay, so that's actually not a metaphor. That's a malpropism when you don't use the right word. You use a word that sounds like the right word, but it's not the right word.
What's another example? Let's see.
We'll talk about that later. We've got some examples.
Okay. I think I got that.
So, Alex, why
Yes.
don't kleptomaniacs understand metaphors?
Because they take everything literally.
Got that? Yeah.
Look at your face. You're like, you're waiting for it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because I've never seen it before. Now this one, do not write, do not call, do not be upset about this. It's just a joke, folks.
Oh boy, when you have to preview something, you give a precursor.
And you get to say it.
All right, it says, a good metaphor for troubled youth is the book of Peter Pan. Kids sneak out, they get high and dust together, beat up handicapped men, and steal his boat. Oh my gosh.
You need to put a laugh track in there. Too.
Wow.
Like you see the sympathy.
Beat up handicapped men.
Yeah, right. So,
Wow.
This is the next one.
Wow.
Farther is
Yeah.
physical distance, while further is metaphorical distance. And father is emotional distance.
Father. That's funny. That one's funny. And I hate it when people use metaphors that are physically impossible. It makes my blood boil. That's cute.
We have a story joke.
Okay.
Okay, so you get to be Alex and I get to be Kat in the story joke.
Okay, let me follow along here. Okay.
Okay, so a man struggles not to use train metaphors.
No more.
He swore to himself.
Today's the day I finally changed my one-track mind. Oh, okay, I'll let that one go, but no more.
So he enters a meeting. Several minutes pass.
Everyone, let's try not to get off track, okay? Damn it, I did it again. That's the last one.
And then he continues.
What I mean to say is, let's not derail the conversation with, again, what is wrong with me?
A coworker says, Dave, what's wrong with you? Are you all right? Do you need to sit down?
I'm sorry, everyone. I just lost my train of thought.
So Dave screamed and jumped out the window.
What?
poor Dave. He was on the fast track to success, but I guess not everyone can handle working for the railway.
This is the only show we've ever done. I have no idea what we're doing. I have not a clue. But it's funny. It's funny, Kat.
You're funny trying to...
I have this perpetual confusion on my face in this show.
You do, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So the last one. No, the second to last one. People say I mangle metaphors, but you can't make an omelet without beating a few dead horses.
And a bet. Here we go. A bad metaphor is like a cucumber with a parachute.
Maybe when you watch this on YouTube at KatSoup on the radio, you might understand better.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It just occurred to me that my Italian relatives will have no idea what this one's about because I don't know if they translate.
Yeah, how do you translate a cucumber with a parachute?
Well, no, that's a bad metaphor.
I know, but how's that translate? I mean, in Italian.
Oh, now I have to know the word for cucumber and for parachute in Italian.
Do you know cucumber?
No, I don't.
Oh, I don't either.
I will learn it,
I'll have
though.
to look that up.
So we talked a minute ago about malapropisms.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is from languagetool.org, one of my favorite websites.
Okay.
So Alex.
Oh, Jesus.
Malapropism.
How do you even spell that? Malapropism.
Well, look at that. It's on paper right here.
That's a type of gasoline.
Malapropism.
Oh, my goodness.
As I was saying.
This is like a highbrow session here. Yeah. Malapropism, everybody.
Is the incorrect use of one word instead of another, similar sounding one, accidentally or deliberately for comedic effect. So an example of a malapropism is calling someone a wolf in cheap clothing instead of a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
So there are actually some of these in literature, and whether they were meant to be written in literature or they were supposed to be there to be funny, we're not sure. But
these are actual?
These are actually, and it tells you the book and or who the author is.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Well, I was most putrefied. Is that the word? I was most putrefied with astonishment when you gave me that smack, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. The correct word is petrified. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm like, putrefied?
Well, that's why it's a malapropism.
It was actually in there like that?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. These are actual malapropisms.
Interesting.
From literature and stuff.
What's another one like this one?
Another one is, I watch, sir, have indeed comprehended two auspicious persons.
Oh.
Yeah, comprehended. It should have been apprehended.
So, like you said, it might have been a typo.
Suspicious.
Right?
Perhaps.
The author probably didn't write that.
This is by Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare, so I'm thinking it probably was on purpose.
For all you Shakespeare fans out there,
We'll do a whole show on Shakespeare, and we'll lose our entire audience.
Well, malapropisms regularly happen in real life, too. Here are a few humorous examples.
I love these. Yeah. Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott once stated that no one is the suppository of all wisdom, instead of saying repository or depository.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
That's a big difference.
Chicago Mayor Richard J. Daley incorrectly referred to Alcoholics Anonymous as Alcoholics Unanimous.
Might not be that far out.
I would correct myself.
This one is my very favorite, and I actually heard him say this.
Okay.
I'm fading into Bolivian by Mike Tyson.
The country?
The country Bolivian. Yeah. Sev Oblivion.
The nationality,
yeah.
I don't want to say anything bad about him, but, I mean, maybe because of boxing, maybe his mind, you know what I mean?
Could be.
That affects
Take enough blows to the head, it might do something like to your language.
Player. Yeah. Football players, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're looking at me, Lo. What's your excuse, Alan? What's your excuse? I haven't been hitting
We're going to do a show on Read Kat's Mind.
That would be a great game show.
No, I was thinking of football players that have said stupid things, but they're all still alive, and so I don't want to hurt their feelings because one of them is from Cleveland.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. And he's, famously
Bernie?
been
You mean
hit.
Bernie?
Oh, my God.
Well, he's okay. He's got
Dave,
his wits about him.
Really, can we find a new co-host?
He's got his wits about him. Is he the one with the lobotomy? Who got the lobotomy? Somebody did. No, I didn't.
He's cute, isn't
I
he?
didn't get
He's
a
adorable.
lobotomy.
He's adorable. He makes me laugh.
Hey, how do you say lobotomy in Italy, just for our Italian?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm sure it has something to do with the word brain, and I don't know that word either.
Well, you better get to study.
I
My God.
am. I'm taking lessons.
Oh, you mean by
studying-
yourself?
I'm studying with Manu Venditti. Yeah.
I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's good. So I signed
he
up for his
online?
class. Yes, he's on YouTube. He does free stuff on YouTube, and then you can sign up and get lessons. And
I think
so
I've heard
I'm
of him.
studying about 10 hours a week.
He's really good. Ever since he got out of prison, he's great.
He's great.
Wonderful.
Funny.
Menditti. What's that? Is that what
Venditti. That's his last name.
Oh, that's
Manu
a type of
Venditti.
pasta. Venditti. Is that?
That might be a malapropism.
There you go.
So I looked on the socials, my favorites,
You have to. You
Reddit
have
and
to.
Quora.
Yeah.
So from our friends on Quora and Reddit, when asked for the best malapropism they had heard, these were the responses.
Well, we all love Reddit, of course.
Yeah.
Yep. A colleague of ours once noted that she preferred decapitated coffee. Decapitated.
Ouch.
I'm going to say that next time I go to a coffee shop.
I'd like one cup decapitated.
Decapitated, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another friend claimed her boyfriend took her for granite.
I've heard people say
She must have been
that.
stone cold.
I've heard people say that, too, yeah.
He's not listening to a thing I'm saying. Okay.
I heard stone cold, yeah.
You should think it was very funny.
Well, hospital sayings, Kat, have included old-timers disease. I've heard people say that over and over, old-timers. And you just want to say it's Alzheimer, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
Well, that's my thing. Like, when do you interrupt and correct them
Well, I just let them
without
talk.
hurting their feelings? Or
Well, I just do it for entertainment. Kind of thing. Prostate cancer.
Instead of prostate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicken pops. I've never heard that one.
That's what I love.
Isn't that a cereal?
No.
Smile. I've never heard this one. Smiling Mighty Jesus for spinal meningitis. Smiling
Funny, not
Mighty
funny.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then 65 roses for cystic fibrosis.
I've never heard of that. Do people really say that? That's terrible.
Yeah.
But old-timers disease, that's a common one.
Yeah. So a longtime Navy man was once reported to have died from sea roaches on the liver. Cirrhosis on the liver
cirrhosis.
from when you drink too much. Yeah.
Sea roaches.
Yeah.
And here's another
These
one.
are from Reddit. These are not out of our brains.
Here's one that you hear too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about a Pacific topic. Have you heard people say that?
Out in the ocean.
Yeah, out in the ocean.
The other one I like is mute point. Mute point instead of moot point. Yeah. It's a point
I've
they
heard that
can't
too.
speak, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, one woman, Kat, to get serious for a moment.
Why start now?
One woman told us that she was going through mental pause before adding that her husband had quit smoking cold duck. Did she mean that he had quit drinking cold duck?
Mental pause is not all that far from menopause because sometimes you feel like it's a mental pause.
Isn't there a candy like that? What's it called? Mentos. That's what I'm thinking.
Mentos.
I've never had
pause.
those. I've never had a Mentos.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Are they? All right.
Another one
Glad we figured that one out.
was said to have told a counselor that she couldn't have a sexually transmitted disease because, despite a recent falling down, both she and her husband were unfailingly monotonous. Again, probably not too far from the truth.
They both fell down.
They both fell down. They had a falling down.
Falling down. That's funny.
So we found, of course, Morning Brew Classifieds, the wackiest headlines from the week as they would appear in classified section.
I like this website.
I do too. It has other stuff too. It has actually real news, but they do this on Fridays.
And before you do that, like on YouTube, we'll have actually the graphics, the pictures.
Oh, really? Oh,
to show
okay.
people and what we're talking about.
Okay. Well, this first one, the title of it is Patient Servers. Restaurant chain Chili's is opening up a location near Scranton, PA next week that will pay homage to The Office, the TV show The Office. Servers should be prepared to frequently ask if they feel God tonight during their shift. I can't remember which character says that.
I
They're
don't
feeling
know.
God. Anyway.
SMS-enabled vacuum. Samsung created a cordless vac that notifies you when you're getting a phone call or a text, making an activity you've been procrastinating on doing even easier to put off.
Start vacuuming. Oh, I have a text. I can't be cleaning right now because I need to answer the text. That's good.
They think of everything, these appliances, huh?
Yeah.
Shay.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I want to get a Roomba.
Somebody.
Do you know anybody with a Roomba?
Yeah, actually, I know a person. It kind of died out after 2 years, so they have to get a.
Did it work before it died?
Yeah, it did.
Because Rosie sheds like a dog, because she is a dog. Well, but I just like the Roomba to just follow her around and pick up her fur.
Like a missile, heat-seeking missile.
No, I have to vacuum every day because she drops so much fur.
Well, he and his wife miss it so much. They didn't think they would miss it so much, but they loved it. It was really good. Yeah, I thought you had a Roomba or something like that.
No, I bought a Kirby, a vacuum cleaner that costs more than my car.
Kathleen, is that where they come to your house and do the...
Yes.
Oh, really?
I
they
fell
spill
for
that
it.
on all the dirt on your carpet and they suck it up? I thought that was a good vacuum.
It is a good vacuum, but it's
that could be our next advertiser.
Kind of heavy, and I found it hard to maneuver.
That's like
and
my
then
ex.
I tried to change.
Max is the same way.
Probably this too. I tried to change one of the attachments, and I couldn't do it.
Oh,
I had actually called them to come out and show me. So it's good. It's good. I would not buy a second one, but you're not supposed to have to because they're supposed to last a lifetime. And it has a lifetime guarantee. But
you'd get a Roomba in a minute, though, probably.
I'm going to try. I'm going to find somebody that actually has one. Maybe I can go watch it work or something.
Well, just read the reviews, right? You can go and read the reviews and stuff on it.
Do you trust reviews?
Well, I asked Dave about it, and Dave always tells me, and I trust Dave.
Hey, Dave, are Roombas any good? He doesn't know.
No, Laura doesn't have a Roomba, I don't think.
No?
We don't have room in our house for Roomba.
You don't have a room in your house for a Roomba?
No room.
Things in the living room.
Yeah.
We just give up.
That would be a problem.
The cats will
running
follow
into
it.
Things.
I wonder if cats do follow Roomba and kind of play with it.
I don't know.
Huh. I should get one.
Cats maybe riding on a Roomba would be fun. They would just about fit. The
That would
average
make
cat.
a great children's story.
It would. The cat and the Roomba?
Riding on a Roomba.
Riding on a Roomba.
Riding to Aruba.
On a Roomba. Hey, I have some signs from boardpanda.com.
Oh, this is the segment. We're on YouTube for those of you.
Yeah, we'll show you the pictures of these, right?
All right.
The first one, it's for a car wash. It's called the Holy Water Car Wash. We'll wash the hell out of your car.
Where is that? When you think about it.
Car wash. I didn't get what location it was in. And then you have to read the really tiny little print at the bottom of this one to get it.
This is from it's not for Waffle House. There's a sign in the background.
Yeah.
But this is for a restaurant nearby. It says breakfast time. And it's got is that a rooster right in the middle?
Yeah.
And it says breakfast time anytime. And then little tiny letters it says from 6 a.m. till 3 p.m.
Well, it's any time between 6 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Yay.
Breakfast all day.
Look how small it is.
I like a good breakfast all day.
I do too.
Yeah.
We should get something like, I could eat pancakes.
You want to go get pancakes after this?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, can he go get pancakes with me?
Then we'll stop at a bar after that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you explain this. I got some business to do.
I'm Bulgarian, Kat.
Well, then you could read that.
Okay. Well, this is from boardpanda.com.
Yes.
I don't know if I can pronounce the name. Bulgarian Football Club, Arda Card. My cousin speaks Bulgarian, Georgina.
Arda Kardzali, maybe?
Yeah, I think you're right. That's not a Bulgarian name, Kardasi.
I'll call them and let them know.
That's not Bulgarian. Well, they apologized after holding a minute's silence for a former player who is still alive.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, when officials realized their mistake, they said that they wished their former player many more years of good health.
That's embarrassing. Let's have a moment of silence for Kat. Oh, she's still living.
Especially in a stadium full of thousands of people. That's the good part about it.
That is
now,
funny.
This one you're going to have to look at YouTube at KatSoup on the radio because the picture that goes with this.
Mm-hmm. His eyes are
we
a little
will
buggy.
describe it for those of you that are visually impaired listening to us. This man is he kind of looks like Jesus a little bit.
With Marty Feldman eyes.
With Marty Feldman. His eyes are like this. He kind of looks like right after you smack someone, right before they pass out, kind of.
They look like two ping pong balls sticking out.
I mean, he's just...
What's that ailment that people have where their eyes bulge out? That's what it looks like. Kind of.
Yeah, where you can see the white above and below the eye.
Yeah.
Anyway, he is quite the treat to look at. The headline is, a man tried to rob a bank after paying $500 to a wizard to make him invisible.
Well, that's a bargain.
Trust me, buddy, you're not invisible,
Hey.
according to this.
That is funny. Yeah, wait till you see his face. Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
All
So I
right.
got a few more jokes since the first round went so well.
I can't wait for our next English-themed show. That's going to be fun.
Okay.
Mala, whatever.
I actually, when I started the show, KatSoup was supposed to be kind of a throwback to like alphabet soup, and it was going to be about words
Really?
and language, and then
What am I doing
person
here?
with a brain talked me out of it.
What am I doing here?
It's been 13 years, Alex. You were the. You
Does
were
it seem that
the
long?
13. Yeah.
It does.
We took a couple year break in there, but yeah, 13 years.
I've only been with you for 20 minutes, really.
In dog minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not been fun. I think it's been fun.
It's been very fun. Oh my goodness.
You don't look convincing when you say that.
It was so much fun.
That's better. Okay.
Yes. So, I'm from Cora.
Yeah.
My former coworker was originally from Laos and learned English as a second language. She frequently mixed metaphors, but my favorite one was when she complained that her husband wanted to have his cake and the icing too. I'm all for that. Another time she remarked that a task she was doing was like pulling nails. I said, "You mean teeth?" The expression is like pulling teeth, and she replied, "Have you ever pulled nails? It's hard." I had to admit she was right.
I've got a horrible memory. I couldn't remember oh my God, what is this word? Onomatopoeia or metaphor meant, and bam, it hit me like lightning. It was like the time I remembered smiles and realized I am dumb as a box of rocks. How did I even pronounce that word, onomatopoeia?
You did it very well.
Thank you.
You do know what that means. That's a word that sounds like the sound it makes.
I have no idea.
Bam.
No, I'm just...
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of dun 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 dun. That's what they taught me in Ashland College.
Did they?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I took that class. You did?
I was not there that day.
Huh.
I missed that
It
day.
was a fun day, Kat.
So why do hypocrites avoid mixed metaphors?
I don't know.
Because they don't count their chickens in the same basket.
That's cute.
This one I love.
Okay.
Oh, we can't do it.
That's all the time we have.
I know. That's all the time we have. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no.
Darn, for this
Yeah.
show.
So I'm Kat,
And I'm Alex.
and together we're
KatSoup.
the best of internet humor on the radio.
Yes.
Listen to us on WEYE and radio.net.
Podcast on Spotify.
Facebook is KatSouper,
YouTube-
K and
you-
soup like soup.
YouTube at KatSoup on the radio. I just ran over you, sorry.
Have a really good week, folks.
Bye.